Hello, today we're going to be making a geometric and organic shape abstract artwork. So remember, abstract artwork oftentimes doesn't really look like anything. So like if we were looking at a picture of a person, a portrait, that would look like that person exactly. But with abstract art, we look at it and we all might see different things. You might see just a bunch of shapes and colors, or somebody else might say, "Oh, I see a lion over there." So you're going to start by making your geometric shapes. Remember, geometric shapes, they have more exact measurements. So for this, we're going to want to grab a ruler and a compass. The ruler is going to help us make really straight lines so we can make squares, rectangles, triangles, all that. The compass is going to help us make circular shapes. Circles, semicircles, those kinds of things. So there's two different ways that you can use the compass. You can use it this way by putting your pencil in one of the holes in the orange area. You can also trace the circles that are inside of the white area there. Or you can make a smaller circle by using any of those holes in the white area. I also have a compass that comes with a needle. The needle you'll put where you want the center of your circle to be. I find that the needle is a little bit more difficult for me, but some people think that that's easier. So pick whichever one you'd like. And if you're at home and you don't have a ruler or a protractor, you can find things that are circular, like caps or yogurt containers, and you can trace those. And if you don't have a ruler, just find any kind of straight edge. The side of a notebook, the side of a book, anything that's straight will work for this. So you're going to start by drawing a bunch of geometric shapes in pencil. Then we're going to grab Sharpies and go over all of our pencil lines. You can grab a thick Sharpie or a thin Sharpie, or you can do what I'm doing where I'm using both a thick Sharpie and a thin Sharpie. So some of my shapes are going to have thicker black lines, and some of them are going to have thinner black lines. Try your best to stay on the lines that you made. If you need to use the ruler to trace these, you can use the ruler too. If you're at home and you don't have Sharpies, you could use just a regular black marker, a black pen, you could use a black crayon, as long as it has a black outline. Because when we start to add color, the black's really going to help the colors pop. After you have all of your geometric shapes outlined in marker, we're going to start making our organic shapes. Remember, organic shapes are shapes that you can't really name. They're free-flowing shapes. A lot of times you'll find these types of shapes in nature. So things like the shape of the leaves, the shape of snowflakes, things like that. Now, when I was doing my organic shapes, I went straight for Sharpie because I wanted to just make these super free-flowing and not really think too much about what the shape looks like. If you'd like to put a little more thought into what your organic shapes look like, you can do it in pencil first and erase and make any changes if you need to. Same as with the geometric shapes, you can use the thin Sharpie and the thick Sharpie, or you could just use one or the other. That's up to you. Once we're finished outlining everything, we can start coloring in all of the new shapes that were created because we overlapped so many different shapes. I decided to use marker for this part, but you can use whatever you have. Crayons, colored pencils, paint, anything you have will work just fine. We just need to add color to it. If you'd like to stick to a certain color palette, like maybe just the warm colors, or maybe you want it to be rainbow colors, or just primary colors, you can do that. Or you can do what I did. I just grabbed whatever color I felt like using. I also decided that I didn't just want to use marker. I'm using marker and colored pencil, and I think I also started to use crayon towards the end too. So if you want to use multiple different types of supplies, you can do that too. Now we're going to flip over our paper and divide our artwork into a triptych. A triptych is when artwork comes in 3 separate panels. So I'm going to put 2 lines on here. Now these don't have to be the exact same size. You don't even have to have a straight line going all the way across. You could do zigzag lines, wavy lines, whatever you'd like. Just as long as when we're done, it's cut into 3 different artworks. Now I'm just measuring to make sure that my lines are straight because I wanted straight lines. So I measured at 6 inches exactly on each side and made a little dash there, and then connected them. That way I knew that it was a perfectly straight line across. It wasn't diagonal at all. Then I cut along these lines, and it's separated into 3 different pictures, making a triptych. Once I'm done, I'm flipping it over, and I'm taking a look at my pieces. Now you can start to rearrange the pieces however you'd like. You can switch them around, you can turn some upside down, some to the side, whatever you'd like. When you're happy with how it's arranged, you can grab a big piece of paper. I decided to have one big piece of black paper because I had my background for the most part be black. If you wanted a big yellow piece of paper, green piece of paper, whatever color you'd like, you can do that too. If you're at home and you don't have a really big piece of colorful paper, you could take 2 smaller pieces of colorful paper, or you could take 2 smaller pieces of paper and color them in. We just want to have one solid colored background. Go ahead and glue them down however you'd like, and then you're all finished.